Hey guys, so we're back again today with a 1/6 scale unboxing of Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Overall, super excited for this one. I've been waiting a while for it to come out. But we're going to go ahead and get into this unboxing. Now, this statue is on the cheaper side of the resin hobby, but, don't mistake cheapness in price to cheapness in quality either, as this statue is definitely not low in quality. So first we start with an envelope that is branded with their logo and their overall studio name with some nice gold foil. Opening this thick envelope up, we have a generic warranty. And then on the other side, we do have a kind of sparkly, glittery, thick kind of plastic card of the statue itself, of what we're unboxing. There's nothing else in this envelope. Undoing the straps, we are going to lift the top piece of foam off and reveal what's underneath. So first we have the infrared receiver remote for the LEDs that we'll see later. Then we have the generic Type-C cable. Pulling out the first head sculpt, we have the Gojo with the eye bandages on and the hair spiked up. Be careful with this head because these can break off. Moving to the left, we have the first big resin effect piece that will be going on the base later. Super pretty colors and vibrant pinks to purples to like a nice pink orange at the tip. A couple of pieces of rubble glued to it as well. Pulling up this will be the spoilers for season 2, but the Gojo's prison that Kenjaku puts him in. Moving on to this piece right here, which is a arm switch out. And this hand is doing his signature fingers crossed pose. Overall good sculpt. Moving down to the bottom right, we're going to pull up his second head sculpt, which is his eyes revealed. Good paint decals, everything looks pretty good, and good hair gradient as well, just like the first head sculpt. Then we're going to move on to the second major effect piece for the base. Same gradient and colors as well. Then we're going to move on to the other hand switch out, which is holding Jogo's head that has been severed from season 1. Magnet at the wrist. Moving down to the bottom left, we are going to see the last major resin effect piece for the base with some nice blues at the tips of this one. Then we're going to pull out his base, which is pretty small for his size, but it is very, very, very well done. You'll see there are 3 big magnets and key notches at the bottom. Those are where the resin effect pieces will go, and some overall just nice paint work. And we have edition 327 of $4.99. And you'll see on the back there is a Type-C USB input, and that's where the power will go to later. Then we're going to pull Gojo out and unwrap him. Be careful because his foot does have a peg, so it can tear the paper and get kind of mangled. But just remember to stuff the paper back in the box where you pulled the pieces out so you can put them back later if you move and or sell it. But overall, he has a fantastic sculpt, really good paint work. I like the pink on the shoes, the purple highlights on the top, and I like that they switched to blue for the pants to show a little bit of paint differentiation. Then we're also going to find the arm that is going to hold Jogo's head later. There's a magnet at the wrist and a magnet at the shoulder. Now, pulling Gojo out of the box itself, we're going to look at it in a little bit of a better light. So you can see what I was talking about, how the top has a purple hue, but the pants actually have a nice deeper blue and an almost pearlescent sheen to them. I like that his shoes also have this nice purple kind of, I guess it's to represent the lights from the base and his aura effect, but overall it just makes these kind of monotone pieces of clothing stand out on their own just slightly. Overall, fantastic sculpt on the clothes itself. There's a magnet in the head in every single socket. So be careful when putting in the head. If they don't click in, then you're probably putting them in at the wrong orientation. As you can see, there is no resistance when putting in the head other than the magnets attracting each other. And the same for the arm. Overall, really good head sculpt and just sculpt work in general on Gojo. The seams on his shoulder where his hand and arm meet his torso are basically non-existent and just look like natural folds in the actual clothes he has. His hand magnets and everything snap right into place. There's no resistance with the keys. His overall paintwork is very, very, very impressive, especially for the price point he comes in at. It's good to see LX Studio at this price point, including 2 different head switch outs, because it lets you choose your favorite aspect of Gojo, whether it's his hair up and eyes closed, or if it's the hair down and eyes revealed. I like that they also give you a matching hand switch out, so you can choose which version of Gojo from the show that you really, really, really enjoy and want to showcase. Moving on to his base, we're going to see those 3 key notches for the resin pieces we saw earlier. That one, and this one. So it's the same with the arm switch outs and the head. These have magnets and very nice generous keys, so you're going to have no resistance when they actually go and stick into the base. They should just pull themselves right together. No effort required. Pretty good stuff. Overall impressed with the easiness of those magnets, and everything just kind of sits right into place as it should. Now pegging Gojo in, he does have a metal steel rod at his foot, so go ahead and make sure that's the same orientation, and his left foot does also have a magnet to pull him down. Go ahead and add the head sculpt you want to display, and the arm switch out, and he's basically done. This is what Gojo looks like from top to bottom with all the resin pieces installed and a head sculpt and a hand swap put in place. Overall, pretty impressive stuff. Moving on to the USB Type-C cable. Now I already have one for my keyboard underneath my desk, so I'm going to use that, but you would just plug it in right here at the base, give it some juice, and they turn right on. Gonna remove Gojo real quick so we can get pretty close up. So now we're going to look at that remote we pulled out earlier, because this actually does have 2 LED modes. So you can see right now there's like a breathing effect. I'm going to turn off the lights and you can see it a little bit better. Overall, really good simple LEDs, nothing crazy, but they're definitely bright and they're better than nothing. So it's really good that they are included at this price point. I do wish LEDs were something that PVC kind of dabbled in more of, but it seems to mostly be just a resin thing. And they can be quite pretty, but you can cycle through the modes. So the first mode is a all constant light and the second is the breathing light. Seeing Gojo here in all his glory with all the effect pieces at the base and the arm switch outs and head put on, this figure is really impressive for the price point that it came in at, which is right around $150 US. Getting a 1/6 scale figure at this cost in the PVC game is really almost impossible. This is something that I think people in the PVC hobby should kind of look into as a more of an entryway figure from PVC to resin, because there are studios out there that accommodate that lower price point, but still give you that size, scale, and overall quality that you just don't get half the time with cheaper PVCs. If you're into PVC collecting but looking for that one little jump to kind of enjoy resins as a hobby, you can't go wrong with a statue like this. A cheaper price, but a good overall scale. It just kind of gets your feet wet without diving too deep into the hobby to start you off. If you don't know how to buy a resin, or you're not sure of where to buy a resin and you want to see me make a video on that whole process and the Discord that I use and the communities that I use to kind of get the best prices and best overall customer care, let me know and I'll make a follow-up video for that. But until then, see you guys next time.